Good day everyone, my name is Zaris G. Mendoza and today we will discuss about the infinitive phrases. So first, let us define what is infinitive phrases. Infinitive phrases is a group of words that uses an infinitives. When we say uses an infinitive, it is the to plus verb. Then let me give you an example. For example, is to write. When we say to the right is the verb. An infinitive is a verbal. So an infinitive phrase has the same role of expressing action in a sentence. When we say verbal, a word that expresses an action, like what I said in the first example, to write. So to write is an expressing an action. The next one is an infinitive phrase is just a part of a sentence working like a noun, adjective, or a verb. In this part, infinitive phrase isn't a sentence. It is only the part of the sentence. Now let me give you an example. For example is to plant a garden. Again, like what I said in the first, to plus verb. To go on a vacation. I told the dog to run home with me.
Good day, I am Maria Cipia Gabriel and I will discuss infinitive phrases. First is, what is the definition of infinitive phrase? An infinitive phrase is a multi-word that begins with the infinitive. An infinitive phrase, just like the infinitives, can function as a noun, adverb, or adjective in a sentence. When functioning as a noun, infinitive and infinitive phrases can appear as subjects, objects, or predicate nominatives. For example, to clean kitchen utensils, or to go on holiday. There are three components of infinitive phrases. First is the infinitive. An infinitive is the main component of an infinitive phrase. In simple terms, an infinitive is a word to alongside a verb. For example, to walk or to drink. Second component of infinitive phrase is the objects. An object can be a noun or a pronoun that receives the action of the verb. In an infinitive phrase, as object is a word that receives the actions of the infinitive. For example, to play football, or to watch a movie. Third component of infinitive phrase is a modifiers. A modifier can be an adjective or adverb that modifies other words in a sentence, make it more expressive. For example, to walk majestically. Besides that, there are also three types of infinitive phrases: as a noun, as an adjective, or as an adverb. First is as a noun. The infinitive phrase answers the question what when functioning as a noun. The infinitive phrase will be the subject, which can also be a verb or an object which the verb exerts its actions on. For example, I don't like her. Second is as an adjective. When an infinitive phrase functions as an adjective in a sentence, it modifies a noun or a pronoun. This means that it will modify either a subject or an object. For example, I wish I had a lover to keep me company. Third is as an adverb. When an infinitive phrase takes the role of the verb, it describes the verbs in a sentence. The infinitive phrase will answer questions such as why, when, or how. For example, I left school early to welcome my younger sister.
Good day everyone, especially to Mr. Martinez. I'm Asmin Brasas and I'm going to discuss about the noun as a direct object and noun as an adjective. The first one that we're going to discuss is about a noun as a direct object. So first, what is a noun and what is a direct object? Noun is a word which denotes a person and a living being, a place, a thing, and an idea. Usually, the words taught by the parents to their kids are mostly nouns. Direct objects is a noun or pronoun that receives an action of the sentence. The direct objects answers whom or what in regards to the adverb. Okay, so let's go back to the topic. What is a noun as a direct object? It is when an infinite phrase acts like an adjective in a sentence and describe a noun or a pronoun. So, what is adjectives? Adjectives is a word which qualifies or modifies a noun. Okay. Example, I wish I had a friend to study with me, and describes a friend. Another example says, Miss VR explained the rules. So, Miss VR is a subject. The word explained is a verb, and the word the rules is the direct object. The next topic that we're going to discuss is about a noun as an adjective. So, what is a noun as an adjective? It is when an infinitive phrase works like an adverb. It modifies the verb in a sentence. Adverbs answers questions like where, when, why, how, and for what reasons or purpose. So, as an adverb, the infinitive will answer the same questions. Okay, so keep this in mind that the noun as adjective always comes first or before the second or the main noun. For example, a love story is a story about love. The noun as an adjective there is the word love story. So how do we say the noun as an adjective? For pronunciation, we usually stress the first word. For example, bathroom. Okay, that's all. Thank you. And now let's hear the other reporters.
Good day, Mr. Martinez. I'm Jermaine Dayan D. Laurio, and as a part of the report, I will discuss the infinitive phrase used as an adjective and infinitive phrase used as an adverb. Infinitive phrase used as an adjective. When the infinitive phrase functions as an adjective, it describes a noun and a pronoun. It also answers the question, which one? For example, let him show you the best way to paint the door. The infinitive here is to paint, while the infinitive phrase is to paint the door. To paint modifies the way, and to prove it, which way, the best way. Infinitive phrase used as an adverb. Most infinitive phrase function as an adverb tell us why the action occurred. Most infinitive phrase that function as adverb could start with in order as opposed to just to. For example, he opened the box to reveal the huge bullfrog. In the sentence, we can say that the infinitive is to reveal, while the whole infinitive phrase is to reveal a huge bullfrog. The infinitive phrase modifies the verb open, and to prove it, why did he open the box? It is to reveal the huge bullfrog.
Have discussed in the previous slides, infinitive phrase are the infinitive form of a verb plus any complements and modifier. Now, we're going to talk about infinitive phrase with their infinitives. Most infinitive phrase are preceded with the word to. However, in infinitive phrase with their infinitives, the word to is dropped. This happens when an infinitive follows words such as might, shall, will, should, etc. Let's have an example. He should go home immediately. Since we're talking about infinitive phrase with their infinitives, instead of saying to go home immediately, the word to is dropped because there is a word should. Their infinitives also follow other verbs. This time, there is a direct and verb. For example, Dawn helped her friend to bake his mother a cake. In other words, it is an infinitive phrase with bare infinitives if an infinitive is not preceded with the word to. Let's go now on split infinitives. Split infinitives are infinitives that has a word or words appearing between the word to and the verb that follows it. Avoiding split infinitives, the word to and the verb must be kept together. To correct split infinitives, move words such as modifiers to a different location in a sentence. For example, I need to definitely see that movie. To be more specific, split infinitives is a grammatical construction in which a word or a phrases is placed between the word to and the infinitive.
Good day, I'm Janelle Angelique Nashon from BSAD 11A, and today I will be discussing about infinitive phrases versus prepositional phrases. But before I begin, let's first recall the meaning of an infinitive phrases. Infinitive phrases is a group of words that uses an infinitive to plus a verb. The word to appears in infinitive phrases and can also appear in some prepositional phrases. To distinguish between these two types of phrases, pay attention to the word that directly follows to. If it's a verb, then the phrase is infinitive. If it's not, then it's a prepositional. Let me give an example. Thomas wants to take swimming lessons. To follows take swimming lessons, and it's obviously a form of an action, and also said earlier that if it follows a verb, then the phrase is an infinitive. So therefore, Thomas wants to take swimming lessons is an example of an infinitive phrase. Another example, I brought my niece to the theater. To follows the theater, which is not a form of an action. So therefore, this is an example of prepositional phrase, since prepositional phrase does not contain any verb. Now talk about the importance of infinitive phrases. You can usually save two words by deleting in order in a phrase that starts in order to. If you need to reduce your word account, you can usually replace in order to with just to without any loss of meaning. But bear in mind that using in order to has an advantage. It makes it clear that the text that follows is the reason for performing the action. Split infinitives are okay. It is not unusual for an infinitive phrase to feature a split infinitive. A split infinitive is occur when a writer split the full infinitive with an adverb. Some examples are to really know, to better understand, to secretly watch. Using a split infinitive is a natural way to write. However, some people regard it as a non-standard English or even a grammar mistake. Let's be clear. Split infinitives are perfectly acceptable.
Now, let's go to the how to avoid mistakes in infinitive phrases. The first one is a phrase isn't a sentence. There's one rule that is easily to remember. An infinitive phrase can't be a full sentence on its own. Always remember that infinitive phrase is just only the part of the sentence. Prepositional phrase beginning with to are not infinitive. So what is prepositional phrases? Prepositional phrases is the expresses of time and location, and sometimes it can be begin with to, while the infinitive phrases it has a verb word, and it is verbal, which is can expresses an action. So for example, for prepositional phrase is go to bed. So that is the example for prepositional phrases. And thank you for watching, and I hope you learn about the infinitive phrases. Thank you. Have a nice day.